Oh, there I am. Well, we're no longer starting soon because we're here, baby. Let's see. I last worked on this during the Isle Weaver update. Before the new piece and the Dark Refactory, the last thing that happened was Nessie, Rusalka, did a little coup in Duviri, taking it over from Thrax. After the Drifter repelling the Indifference from 1999, after failing to do so, which caused Albrecht to shoot Drifter, Drifter to reset the year, and Albrecht to make the year last the whole year, I guess. And, you know, loop that enough times. For me, it was only once. And then that succeeds. You succeed. You beat the Indifference. It's also worth noting that during the cutscenes of that mission, the Indifference reveals that it freely gave its powers to the Operator and Drifter, but resents the Orokin for butchering and thievery of its fingers. In order to get there, Drifter made contact with across timelines with Arthur. Palm 2 keyboard broke, had to get a new one. Lotus got a cell phone call. Lotus is stuck observer affecting the hole to the void in the Deimos labs, which appears to be what enables time travel, and also Helminth enables time travel because it can send the data of you across time through itself and also your consciousness, but that's wow. A lot of trust there. Angels of the Zeramin, Eternal Reliquary, the original Finger of the Indifference, protected from being eaten by Void Angels, which are apparently controlled by the Indifference. Which would imply that it wants its Fingy back. Zeramin stabilized, but under siege by alternating Grineer and Corpus Fortress. Calamo sequence, Whispers in the Wall quest, you get the Grimoire, you get spooky stuff happen. If you finish the Entrati Syndicate line, you end up as an Entrati named Ayatan, so your name is Ayatan Entrati, and you are married to Adis, which means Adis's name is Adis Entrati. Well, Truthbloom-Entrati? I don't know if they keep the last name as a middle name or what. Or maybe we're Ayatan Truthbloom, and we kept... But technically we joined the Entrati family after we got married. Anyway. New war happened. Narmer Cult took over the Origin system. Drifter got there somehow. And by somehow, I mean, gravity slingshot, conceptually, swoosh, thrown there by Operator falling into the void. Operator and Drifter connect. Drifter gets peer-to-peer void power access. Valis uses Pregasa to open big void portals, which apparently has been done before, but it didn't eat the whole sun last time, so what was up with that? We had Demi-Ghost Lotus. Teshin got thrown in the void too. Yippee yippee. Lotus reprogrammed. Sacrifice Excalibur Umbra. Backdoor activated by Lotus. Okay. Man in the Wall. Rel saying he isn't... Rel says saying he isn't real makes him stronger. And Roth says nuh-uh. So who's right there? Rising Tide, we revived Cephalon Psi, we built a Railjack, got our own copy of the Reliquary Drive. Reasons Rel might have been overcome by the Man in the Wall. Large-scale Void Jump of Lua. Us using a Reliquary Drive and a Railjack. Because we saw him at the end of the War Within. Quantum Observer effect with more observers means stronger Man in Wall. Lua returned from Void by Operator. Operator exits Reservoir. Okay, and then this is the pre-game. And some of this we know more now. Jade captures Stalker and takes him away from the action, hiding him in the depths of Uranus. No joke. Lloyd notices Grey Strain. Albrecht develops vessels. I would like to note that the Hunhullus looks a hell of a lot like a vessel, with angel bits. Albrecht wants to balance the scales, which I think means he wants to sacrifice himself and whoever else he needs to... He destroys the temporal link, but then we had to rebuild it anyway. And if he went to the past so it couldn't follow him and then opened a hole to the void in the past, that would be why it could follow him. Around here is when Rel used permanent transference, which I think had to do with this here is why it's so near. Decentering Rebellion, beginning the Old War. This was... Okay, so the Old War is post Old Peace. Or was the Old Peace just a... Was it like Old War Part 1, Old Peace, Old War Part 2? That's so annoying. Zarman and Void, Zarman Tau Jump Crash, Zarman Parades and Protests, Agrodome Venting. Euleria writes to Viri, forgets her name's Euleria, becomes our mom, and ends up named Gomaitru. Albrecht gets put back together. Margulis and Ballas were in love. Margulis adopts Tenno, breaks Ballas' heart by caring about them, and, you know, can't have that. Gotta only care about Ballas. Three fingers, is this including thumb? If yes, then Man in the Wall is missing 2 fingers. If no, then it's missing 1. Davis, Codex entry guy, figured out the... Hey, if we put the Warframes near the Tenno storage zone, which might not have been the reservoir on Lua at the time, they'll moosh, and then we get the good things. Warframes were in development at the time. Margulis was blinded sometime after that, but that's got to be before, like, completely before the Old War. Or no, during the beginning of the Old War, perhaps? No, because we were sent... The timing is what's interesting here. Like, because we know she was blind when she set us up the bomb. She had the fucked up eyes. So we knew that. And that would mean Ballas was already pissed at us by the time of the Old Peace. Which means Warframes were instrumental in achieving the Old Peace. And Tenno as a connection. Oh dear, that's a lot, isn't it?